about the Pythagorean theorem is that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So remember, when we square something, it's a times itself plus b times itself equals c times itself. The biggest thing you need to understand is that the Pythagorean theorem only works when it's a right triangle. And so how we indicate it's a right triangle is we use this little box. And what that little box indicates is that's a 90-degree angle. Okay? Now, how we determine the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is always the side. C is always the side opposite that 90-degree angle. A little tidbit, C is also always your longest side. So if you've got three sides, the longest side is always your hypotenuse. The two legs are always the sides that touch the right angle. Okay? The two legs are always the sides that touch the right angle. I'm having trouble. We'll try a different color. Maybe we'll try this one. There we go. The two sides that touch the right angle. So let's go ahead and look at an example and see what we end up having. Notice what this says. It says find each missing length, if necessary, round to the nearest hundredth. Now they're not necessarily going to say A, B, and C on these. Okay, we're just going to have to kind of identify which one is which. So which one is the hypotenuse? C, because it's the side opposite the 90-degree angle. And so basically what that means is I'm going to take my other two sides, I'm going to square them, and I'm going to add those together. So now 10 squared, what do I know that 10 squared is? 100. What is 24 squared? 24 squared. 576. And so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and add 100 plus 576, and what do I get? 676. And so what I need to do now is solve that for C. So does anybody know how I need to do that? How can I do that? The square root. So I'm going to take the square root of 676. So in doing the 6 squared to 676, I get my answer to be 26 for C. Questions? Let's look at another one. Okay. Here we go. I have B, 7, and 15. So what I want you to go ahead and do is I want you to go ahead and try and solve that equation. Now that one's a little different than the one we just got done looking at. It's a little different, okay? But I still want you to go ahead and try and see what you come up with. What? You don't need the number. I think I'm at around 10 or 10. We'll see. All right, let's go ahead and see what y'all had. All right, 13.27. So obviously 13.3 would be acceptable. Okay, so we're going to go through and look at this and see what ended up happening in this problem. In this problem, the hypotenuse is 15. That's the side opposite the 90-degree angle. So in this case, I've got b squared plus 7 squared equals 15 squared. What do I know 7 squared is? 49. What do I know 15 squared is? 225. So now in order to solve this, what am I going to need to do? Subtract 49 from both sides. So if I subtract 49 from there, I get b squared to equal what? 176. So now what I end up needing to do is take the square root of both sides. What is the square root of 176?
13.27.
13.27. All right. Let's go ahead and look at another one. This is along the same lines. Okay? So you're going to have to solve this pretty much similar to what you just got done doing. Oh, I'll go ahead and get that out of your way. There you go. Alright, so our answer here is 10.58, which was much better than the first time we did that, so obviously we must be getting things a little better. 10.6 would also be acceptable. In this one, what you should have had is you should have had a squared. Okay, we're having trouble with the pen here. A squared plus 12 squared equals 16 squared. So let's see if we can write that down. A squared plus 12 squared equals 16 squared. All right, let's look at the next one. The sail of a keelboat forms a right triangle as shown. Find the height of the sail. I want you to go and try and find that one for me. The sail of a keelboat forms a right triangle. Find the height of the sail. Okay, answer 17.32. So those the answer 17.3 would also be correct. Nice job. So you should have had h squared plus 10 squared equals 20 squared. Okay, questions? Okay, here's what I need you to do. Page 650, I need you to do 10 through 19 all. This is due tomorrow at the start of class. Probably have a quiz tomorrow at the start of class as well.